We can dress up 2026 to look pretty. That's fine. We survived the final months of last year. Maybe some of us lived through the months of last year. That doesn't dismiss the things that happened last year. To some people, that's going to sound pretty morbid. And to others, maybe that doesn't sound terrifying. Maybe that doesn't sound like an extension of a life sentence from last year. Congratulations, you're here. Congratulations, maybe you achieved the goals that you set when we felt the same way about 2025, not too long ago, in my opinion. I think some people misunderstand the celebration of the start of the year, a new year. That doesn't dismiss responsibilities. And at the same hand, it doesn't take away from the accomplishments that you made last year. That doesn't take away the discipline and the hard work and the effort that you put into maybe yourself, maybe other things. Some people might find they celebrate the new year and wake up the next day and everything feels the same. A lot of desperate people, excuse my tone, but a lot of desperate people will try to find something to make them feel as though this year for sure will be something new. This year for sure will be something different. I don't think that a lot of people understand that they are in control of their emotions. They are in control of the perception that they bring to their reality, because reality is a reflection of who we are inside. Reality is a reflection of the realistic emotions, feelings, challenges, anxieties, etc. that we have internally. Our reality is always going to reflect us. And do not try to physically interpret that statement, because in turn you will be incredibly disappointed. The new year for me is about believing in things that are not physically manifested yet. And I know a lot of us can relate to that statement, because maybe for some of us that's wishful thinking or using our imaginations or hoping. Those things are great, but they only stay wishes, they only stay hopes, they only stay dreams when we take them for granted, when we dismiss them just as, when we don't take them seriously. And it takes a ton of courage to finally take those things seriously. I think the new year is an amazing, fun, and glamorous time. But I also think that some take the new year with a grain of salt. There's just some sort of bitterness there in the new year. It's not just about the recognition of what you didn't accomplish last year. It's about the set expectations that you'll have to make for yourself this year. It's about increasing the discipline that you have, the amount of willpower, the amount of confidence, the amount of self-love. I don't think people understand self-love. I think when they hear self-love, they immediately go to skincare regimens, physical activities, meal plans, etc. That's great and all, of course. It's even greater when you have a capitalistic mindset. But in reality, self-love is more of grace than anything else. More of grace than fulfillment. It's that same innate feeling a mother has for their child when their child does not understand the world. A kindness, maybe even a forgiveness. And I personally would make the argument, a lot of people believe that they need to forgive themselves for things that they have done out of ignorance, out of naivety. If you truly want your years to be great, not just year, but your years to be great, you have to understand that they all string together and project back a summary of what your life has really represented, not to others, not to the world we see around us. Forget all that, because it really doesn't matter, does it? A lot of people like to make the argument, especially pessimists, that there is no meaning to life, that it means nothing. That statement alone for the mind is shattering, and it makes you want to be nothing. It makes you want to do nothing. It makes you not want to celebrate events like the New Year. But someone truly faithful, truly believes in themselves. And I'm not saying this as some sort of way to antagonize you. I think what's funny is that there are so many people who feel as though their lives do not stand a chance, that survival is the main reason as to why they're still here. They flinch when they hear things such as, well, true believers. Well, people who are truly confident, people who love truly, you know. Although those statements aren't directly towards them, they sort of wince as if an impact was made, as if it was like a blow to the stomach or head or heart, depending where their insecurities lie. But no, a true believer, someone truly faithful and fierce enough to overcome their insecurities, will always celebrate all through the year, you know. And maybe the New Year is the main event, because maybe that's when people actually come together. Maybe that's the time where that kind of person, that confident, faithful, believing person, can celebrate with other people. Because in reality, they've always celebrated each and every single day, each and every single minute, every second they've celebrated. They've seen the rewards come into flow. Although it wasn't documented, although it wasn't recorded, although it wasn't written, although someone didn't see it, they believed it. And now they're getting questions. Why are you happy? What is that smile for? You're alone, but what have you been doing? What is it that you have that I don't? But even that question is ironic, because we believe that having things means that our life equates to value. And in a sense, that's true, but not in the sense that we believe it is true, not the sense that has been the popular opinion. It's the belief that you have before you've had. It's the belief that there is something in your hand, although physically you cannot see it materialized. People want happiness, and to follow through with the idea I just mentioned, you have to be happy to have happiness. It's that emotion itself. The only problem is when you start to create an equation, when you start to create demands for yourself in order to be happy. Well, you must make this much money, and you must have this relationship, and you must have what you don't have now. You must have the complete opposite of what is currently in your hands, what you have. But in the sense of physicality, in a sense of something external, in a sense of something that can only be validated by an audience. No, not me. I could go in a store and be invested in something. Things that I didn't even know existed. Things that, yeah, in a externalized sense, in a material sense, I want. But I think internally, I always know the answer. The answer to which, one, do I really want that? Or is this interaction at this current moment enough to satisfy that want that I had? And if I truly want it, will I allow myself to have it? Not by looking in my pockets to see if I have enough money. Not by asking how long the item is going to be on sale. Will I allow myself to have it if I truly want it? And maybe I don't. Maybe I walk out of the store without it in hand. Then I have to accept that I really didn't want it. And I cannot let my lack of having it define my future and the way I look at things in the future. I will not say, well, I couldn't afford it. Because then what happens? The things you really want, you'll never be able to afford. Some people call this magic. Some people call this spell. Some people could simply just define it as a psychological reaction to an instance that they experienced. It's never the words themselves. It's never the actions themselves. It's never things that are supposed to be artifacts, that are simply supposed to be resources to help us translate this world. It's never those things alone, tools and all. It's always our way, our practice, our language of translation, the denotation and connotation that we give things, and their effect on our beliefs, our practices, our values, and the way we show up in life is what really defines our year. Our years, things we can't even see in the future, become already defined by how we show up and what we believe and where our faiths lie. Nothing and no one condemns you. You will hear it all the time. It truly is the power that you give things. And since so many of us use our minds to make these important decisions, then everything will always need a logic. Everything will always need a reason. Everything will always need to be materialized in order for us to truly take it seriously. But life is so short, and maybe right now it feels too long for you. Maybe this point in time, maybe this period is taking too long for you. So why not try something different? New year, new me. How far in depth does that statement go? How superficial could you make it? But on the other hand, how deep can you make that? What is the antonym for superficiality? What did the new me last year mean? And not even just to myself, but to others. Maybe your headspace was already looking to what it mean to others. Maybe this year, it really is all about you. Maybe it is really achieving that autonomy. Maybe it is really facing those fears. Fear of discipline, fear of rule, fear of regulation, and not to become subordinate to those things, but to truly face them and understand what they mean, to find your way to yourself, even if it means leaving everything last year behind. To really understand what change is. Of course, we have words like sacrifice and all, ritual, discipline, but these tough words, these hardy words are only there as artifacts to help us navigate ourselves back to autonomy, back to ourselves, to really see the extent of our influence. So yeah, maybe your year is gonna look the same, but that's only so that you can become different. Have you ever thought of that? These constant cycles, these things that continue to present themselves. The whole time you've been looking for something new, but has still been the same person. You wonder why they say your reality is always going to reflect who you really are. You want things to change around you? Well, you must change. And true change does not involve external validity. If you always feel as if you're going to have to be validated, then your world will always reflect a dynamic in which you will pine, you will dig, you will suffer, all for the sake of being validated. That's the dynamic you create when you do things because you expect something back. When you look towards outside of yourself, if you think about it, it makes sense. I cannot give you something you believe you don't have. I say you're beautiful, and you deny. I say you're intelligent, you deny. I say you're creative, you deny. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that does make sense. Tell me how it doesn't. This new year is exciting, of course, to me. But it only gives me a minute to think about the progress I've made thus far. And it makes me even excited about the things I left behind, the things that I may continue to leave behind, the things that have transformed me and have made me more reliant on my personal aptitude, my personal investment, and the things that I thought that were impossible to do, to accomplish, to become. I, like many people in my generation, lacked confidence, lacked grit, lacked edge, and not in a negative sense, maybe even in a negative sense. It was always about me. It's always going to be about me. And we were convinced that this was selfish. But no. I think what's truly selfish and what is truly egotistical, specifically oriented in this reality, one that we're all so familiar with, is to believe that you deserve what this world does not offer you, yet believe that this world in you doesn't deserve a different person that you could become. Forget about being mean, forget about being rude, forget about how your generosity and kindness and your mood should be able to change other people. Forget about how you convincing the world that it should change should be enough. And I'm not saying your word and your reason doesn't mean anything. I'm saying, how do you expect everything around you to change and you not change? Is that not selfish? Does that not sound egotistical? How everything should alleviate your mind. At the same turn, the world could turn around, stare upon you and frown and say, well, why don't you do something about yourself? You want me to be governed. You want me to change. You want me to bend. How come you don't bend? How come you don't change? What are you doing within yourself to change? How do you want me to change? And you can't even change yourself. And that's the world's right, just like it is yours. None of us can change others. They'll always have to change themselves. So there is no happiness there. The happiness is always in us. The only way we can really help other people is by helping ourselves. So help yourself. There are so many prophets out in the world today. I was just talking to my mom about this. I don't believe prophets are conscious of the fact that they are supposed to profit upon this world. I believe people who have greatly impacted and changed the world, and you can look at this historically, have been the impact themselves, have been representational of what change is, an internal change. These people do not seek to alter this external reality. They find change within themselves. So don't expect this year to bring you change. Don't expect this year to carry gifts and rewards to you. Use this year to change yourself. And change is something said lightly. It could simply just mean a few alterations. It could be simple. You don't have to become someone else. You never had to become someone else. You just had to be honest about who you are and what you really want, what you already have. So yeah, Happy New Year. And I hope that with every year, you realize just how much you already have. I hope with every year, not that you will continue to be given and gifted, not for things to just happen upon you out of blind hope. that you realize that you deserve the things you've been wanting. And then after that realization, you see that you have it. Now that you've had it and you have it, it's yours. It's yours. You let yourself have it and you accept that you have it because it's okay to have it. You don't need to be something else, someone else, or to work hard for it.